Hello, good morning everybody. Welcome to Wake and Make. My name is Nealay Patel and I am a designer for Jesse James Beads. And today we've got a very special project for you guys. We're gonna learn how to make this awesome little cuff. I mean, look at that. It is actually wire wrapped around a metal cuff that's from Halstead Beads. If you're not familiar with Halstead, it's a fabulous company. You guys should definitely check it out. They specialize in sterling silver, in gold-filled rose gold, and other findings. So they have a really good selection of different components and pieces that you can make. And especially with Jesse James Beads, it pairs very perfectly. The only thing with Halstead is that they actually only do wholesale, but this is good news for Jesse James Beads because we are actually carrying these particular cuffs. And so if you love this design using the beads, definitely grab a cuff from them and yeah, we can make it together. So I am actually going to switch the camera down to look at my workstation and we are gonna get started. So let me take a sip of this real quick. I love a good morning coffee, you know? Just gets my day going. All right, let's see if I can do this gracefully. Here we are. Okay. Real quick, and I hope JJB is carrying this as well, but I love this cuff from Halstead. And it just, again, pairs so well with those delicious beads and bead caps that they have in those mixes. And real quick, actually, as we're looking at the beads, I just want to say the Pantones really had me going. If you all love the bead collections, I recommend getting the bundle because look at how many things, and this isn't even all of it, to be honest. It's just my remnants of leftovers, which is still quite a bit to go through. But we're going to be using the grenadine mix, and this particular cuff design came from the Inspirations, I believe, the Inspirations beads mix. So you get that beautiful flower in there and some other little baubles and doodads, as I like to call them. So a very good mix to get. If you just get the one, that's perfect. If you want to get the whole bundle, which is what I like to do, and just keep it in a plastic tray, then you can kind of break it out whenever you'd like. I recommend doing that too, so I just think that that is so perfect though. All right, I'm gonna keep this on the side so you guys can take a look at it, see what I'm doing. But I actually have the cuff here, and there it is. So it's already made to fit a wrist. And I'm gonna be using this wire. I've had this for a long time, so I couldn't even tell you where I got it from. But I do believe it is 24 gauge, or maybe 26. It's pretty thin. It is brass colored. So definitely check that out. I would recommend getting the 26 gauge. I think it's just thin enough. And you want about 2 feet to start off with. You can always add more, and that's the beauty of wire. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna clip that off, and what I'm gonna do is pick up my cuff, and I wanna just find the center of my wire, the middle, and I want to wrap it a couple times to get me started. So that'll sort of be my anchor point in this project. There we go. All right, now the first thing I wanna do is go ahead and put on a few beads. As you can see there, we'll put the flower on later. I'm going to show you specifically how to do that because it is a little different. But I want to start with just a random bead first. And so let me just dig through here. And even in the Inspirations beads mix, you get quite a bit of tiny little beads to work with. And so you could just string as many or as few on depending on how you like it. So let's string these guys on first. And you can already kind of see that it will start to build volume as you continue to work the beads around. But specifically how to attach that flower component, which I believe I still have one here somewhere. Here it is. Oh, but by the way, check this out. I want to give a shout out to that. That's so pretty. My favorite. Okay, the little flower. Now you'll notice that it has a little loop for making it a dangle, but I'm actually going to clip that off for this particular design. And so let me find a good pair of cutters and just give it a good snap. Go. think it fell back in the tray, but that's all right. And the flower petals are movable, so I'm gonna actually push them down just a little bit, and that will help me get my wire in through it. All right, so now I could just layer that, and I'm going to use my other side of the wire to actually go between the petals, and you see how it just disappears? And same thing on this side. I'm just gonna kind of weave it through the petals and do it outwards. So that's pretty much how you attach the little guy on. And then you could just continue to add beads as you like. Let's do this long one. Here we go. So we can put that on. We can even put one of these on in between. So really, the customization and the texture and everything is totally up to you. So I'm going to do a shorter version of this to move the demo along, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and wrap it a couple times, and it's really no secret as to how you want to secure your wires. What I would do is, actually let's put something on this side too. Maybe we have something fairly more balanced, right? I do like to offset some of my elements. I think it creates a more interesting and dynamic texture rather than having everything so symmetrical. So that's just something to kind of think about as you're designing this. There we go. Right now it does look pretty symmetrical, I will say. That's all right though. Here, we can add this guy. And you know what? I think I still have one of these. One of my favorite things to do is pick through the different types of beads that are in the inspirations mix, because there's so many different kinds. And so I really, again, recommend getting not just the inspirations mix, but the entire bundle if you're really, and the fact that once they sell out, it's gone. It's a done deal. So you really want to make sure you take advantage of what they have on stock. Okay. I'm gonna actually try and meet my little wire ends together, and then you can basically pinch it and just start to kind of twist it. And I'm gonna need some help with my pliers for this. And once it's good and secure, you can actually just tuck it back into the beadwork because, oops, wrong pliers. Because it will remain secure and it won't poke anything or anyone, because we don't want that to happen. And if you want to really hide it, you can push those little petals back down. So that kind of went in, there we go. There. So, I mean, this was what, like a 3-minute process, I would say, but like already pretty dynamic. So I can even take another piece of wire and start to add in more beads and little tassels and stuff in between to give it some real texture up in there. But I think that's just fun and cool and just something quick out the door. If you're heading to a fall party, this is the perfect accessory for it. So I would definitely recommend checking out jessiejamesbeads.com for the Halsted cuff and the Pantones mix. I will turn the camera back around and wear this fabulous bracelet. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to place them in the comment section. We'll do our best to answer them. And if you love this demo and you love me, you can check out my page at Beads and Bubbles. And I have a tutorial that I like to do at the end of it's the last Wednesday of every month. There's always something going on in my studio, so definitely check me out live. Otherwise, we will prep another demo for here soon, and we will be back online, so definitely check us out. All right, bye guys. Have a great morning.